It's the time to get down.
Pulling in those subsidiaries. Get ready to launch, everybody. Checking the systems. Vic's over there running around, checking things. Miko's sitting there looking pretty. I'm just getting old. That's right. Testing. Welcome, everybody. I see you logging in. What's happening, Facebook? Yeah, Meerkat. Get ready for the morning coffee. Everybody. Yeah. Welcome. I know. Welcome to the only show that doesn't seem to be focused on Hillary, Bernie, and Donald. But I guess we're going to have to focus on them at some point. And so I'd like to welcome you to Morning Coffee. That's right. Morning Coffee with Mario, the show that comes to you live and unscripted. Every Monday, we come to you, and it's brought to you by the makers of Mr. Prolong, otherwise known as Urge Overkill. That's right. That's our new sponsor, Mr. Prolong, Urge Overkill. And we suggest you go get some. Impress your friends. I'm here this morning with my regular partner in crime. Everybody give it up. Victor Allen.
What's up?
What's up, man? And that's not it. We also have hot chocolate in the house, everybody. Miko Williams. Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, everybody.
Miko Williams. All right.
Oh, goodness.
Miko, pull that mic a little closer to you, baby. Or we'll get it.
I got it.
You know what, you guys? Interesting thing for today is that we got Miko in the studio, and so many people have these issues, and that's back problems. I have an ongoing back problem, something we could deal with it on a different show, but I've had the muscle spasms since, really, I had my first episode of muscle spasms in my back in high school, preparing for the city quarterfinals in the shot put. When all of a sudden I got muscle spasms, little did I know that was the beginning of an ongoing problem. And so Miko lately has had her own problems with that back. All this noise. Excuse me for that, you guys. Miko, so it's a hard thing. We feel for you. We know. We feel for her.
Yeah.
For those of you who haven't had it, but many of you have had. People have been writing, and saying that they too have back problems, shoulder problems. It's one of the most common thing. How many people did you see? You said like 70% of people have some degree.
Statistics they showed in some literature in the pharmacy had showed the number 70% of Americans will or have experienced lower back problems or back pains once in their life or will experience it, and sometimes it just come out of the blue and you don't know where it come from. And they said the most common time people get it is if you're a construction worker or lifting weights, or exercising extremely. Anything that's going to cause you to bend so many different ways or cause pressure against your back or your spine, you're going to get it. So me dealing with lift gate with wheelchairs, that seemed to cause and irritated it, what happened. And it could be a combination of things too.
It always is. What makes back problems so difficult to understand is one of those things that people call multifactorial. That means you have multiple factors that impact. It seems to be more common in people who use the muscles a lot.
Right.
But as we said, it's everybody gets some degree of it, so that doesn't seem to be in and of it by itself. That's the part that's amazing. There are many people who are in excellent shape there that are athletes that are vigorously working out, doing all those things, who get back muscle spasms in their back.
Tiger Woods.
Yes, it's
Oh,
very
really?
yeah, and so
Oh, from swinging
it's not quite well. See, that's my point.
and posture.
We tend to say it's because of these things when they don't really know. They certainly are contributing factors. It often is a matter of which comes first, the chicken or the egg.
Oh.
They talk about your posture, but if you have a bad back, you have bad posture. Which one? It's a cycle. See, which is first? The chicken, did the posture lead to the back? We know a lot of folks with bad posture out there. Whole lot. In fact, more people have bad posture than have good posture. And still, it doesn't seem to be that all of them are going to get back problems.
Well, Mario, they were saying also, and I remember Vic was telling me a lot of people don't really use their legs or build up their legs to actually use their legs instead of using their back, that they use their back more when it comes to bending or picking up, lifting, anything. You don't use your legs. And if your legs are not strong, you're going to use more of your back anyway, which would be incorrect.
Right.
Right.
The contributing factors always seem, whether it's back or other muscles, the contributing factors always seem to be that when you don't use a muscle as much, or let's say a muscle is not in as good a shape as other muscles, then those muscles seem to be the ones that do it. With your back, it seems to correlate that as your belly gets softer, as your abdominal muscles get weaker, at the same time, it seems to correlate with your back muscles, maybe because of the movements or the things that we do. But what happens is you don't really use those things.
Could weight be a contributing factor?
Weight is always, all these things are contributing factor, even though,
Because you and I lost a lot of weight, and it
still,
just seemed more just
well,
happened
it
when
didn't
that
make
happened.
mine better at all, even
No.
though the argument would be that it would have been way worse. Keep in mind, too, you guys, that the typical person who throws their back out is not like lifting crates when they do it. They're reaching for a cup of coffee. The typical movements that throw your back out are you
Morning
turn to the
coffee.
side and reach. Or you do this. It's not like you're in the middle of you doing this huge lifting. Now, people will tell you after they do a bunch of lifting, the muscles are sore. Same kind of reasons. But it's amazing that when people throw out their back, it's often a very minor movement, which suggests that the muscles were sitting there
Like what you did.
waiting to spasm.
You just said you didn't, out of nowhere, that you just leaned back and your back just gave out.
Well, and the thing is, gave out. In the early, most people have muscle spasms, and that the muscles are spasming. They don't have an anatomical defect. There's no spinal deformities. That's the way I was too when I was younger. As I got older, I ended up having a diagnosis of what they call spinal stenosis, which is when your spine kind of gets narrow as it kind of collapses down as you get older, and nerves get pinched in between those vertebral spaces where the nerves come out. So, but what you have, the typical muscle spasm, is
Yeah.
different from that, even though it's what I have is also common. Doesn't seem to be the specific correlation, but you see it in people. So now, what's the things that you could do? And there's a lot of opinions. The reason I bring that up is because with the low back, you guys, nothing works well across the board. That's part of the problem. Nothing works well across the board. The problem used to be, even with the surgeries, that 50% of the people were worse.
Wow.
Oh, see.
Now,
that's
some of that had to
scary.
do with who they were operating on. Okay, the kinds of, in other words, what they do, what much better today is they pick the candidates for the surgical procedures way better, so that everybody doesn't get them, and the surgeries are way better too, less invasive. Okay, but for many people, that pain relief. I've had 3 epidurals, 2 in the last 4 months. That's where they go in and kind of inject steroids and into your. Yeah, I had that one. It's
Yeah,
called
he gave me one in my. I mean, it left a little mark though, because it was irritating my back, but it burned a little bit, like a burning sensation. Then it stopped, and it was just pressure. But afterwards, it felt so good. I mean,
What
so
did they
good
do? They
that-
gave you just was it? Were you under a machine at the time, or they just gave you an injection?
No, they gave me an injection.
Okay, that's different. It's the same stuff, but you're putting it into the muscle. So you give a muscle injection that tends to numb it, and also to have steroids. Why? Because steroids are the most potent anti-inflammatories that you can get. Okay, that's why everybody takes them. That's why the athletes talk about those knee injections, how it feels better. You put those steroids, and they tend to inject numbing medicine and steroids at the same time. For those of you who don't know, I am a board-certified pediatrician. I'm a hospitalist. And even though it's not my specialty, because I've had it, I'm very aware of. I think I've had almost all the treatment modalities, and also many of these same procedures I've done to other people, similar procedures for different reasons.
Okay.
Because pediatricians do a lot of spinals on children, a lot of them, hundreds. Okay, hundreds. Okay, so spinals are not new to us, but going through them is a different thing. So. For those of you, there's a lot of controversy about the treatments, which range really the controversy is over how much exercise versus not, how much rest. There are people who feel like the rest makes it worse. There are people who say you have no choice but to rest at a certain point. But we did do for Miko what I consider to be the one treatment that has at least some degree of instant effect, okay? And I did it to her. And Vic, I don't know if you can show Miko, but I put her in my movers back brace. Now you can get a medical version of these for $100 or so, so you can go to Home Depot and get one for about $25. They're not cheap though. You don't be surprised if they're $30 or $35.
40.
You know, they are expensive. What happens, this is what you see the movers guys use all the time. What happens is when you put these on tight, that feedback to the muscles causes them to relax. The problem with your spinal muscles, right, your spinal muscles work all the time. You don't realize it, but they work all the time. So therefore, they don't take a break. And when they try to keep your spine in a certain position, so when you lay flat on your stomach or flat on your back, you're going to find that very painful.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to want to lay flat on your stomach or flat on your back. You will, if you lay on your back, if you roll up make a big log out of some pillows and have your knees bent so you can lay on your back with a little pillow under your head, big pillows under your knees.
Yes.
That causes the muscles in your back to bend a different way.
Right.
You know, so the position of your back to be a different position, and then the muscles feel different degrees of tension. It tends to cause less pain.
Yes, that worked.
The other thing that'll work is sleeping on your side, pulling your knees up to your chest as far as you can get. I used to sleep curled up in a fetal position.
Yeah, that
for
works
years.
too.
The only time my back would stop hurting is if I curved it so much that you make extra space in there for those nerves.
To open up so it doesn't pinch it.
Right, that's for the nerves.
Right.
Now, it's interesting that some of the same things help to some degree with people with muscle spasms, but for different reasons. Oh, Lord. Got to fix it. That's cheap stuff.
Okay.
Cheap stuff. So anyway, we want to send our love out to Miko. And many of you out there, send her some, let her know, because a bunch of you've had it too.
And you too, Mario.
Oh, I have it ongoing. And it ain't the kind of thing that gets better with age.
Oh, see, why are you scaring me? Because, I be in a boo-hoo moment, been crying on my knees.
The thing is to keep yourself in shape. You already got on that track. So now as you get better, you can just focus a little different with your muscles to be more preventative. And for some people, they never will get it again. They will never have it again.
I hope
so. Again, our own hot chocolate, Miko Williams, over there dealing with that back muscle spasm. A bunch of you guys had this. A bunch of you go through it. So, I just want you to know. Get that movers. Because even with the spinal stenosis, you get muscle spasms associated with it. That putting on that movers brace and making it tight is like a corset. This is one time you wish you had one of them old time corsets.
Yes, from the westerns.
Cinch it up.
Yes.
Got to acknowledge everybody coming through from Facebook, also in Meerkat in the chat room. We got Lydia. Some of the other folks tuning in. Daryl Andrew, we played something for Daryl the other night too. Yeah, that's the same Daryl, even though he had a Derry Landrew.
Yes, he did. That's right.
My staff loves to challenge me.
Oh, really?
With how they mess up people's names. Like Jose Venegas, that was Jose Vegas. In the beginning, those kinds of things. But we considered one of the pure
We're
joys.
special. I don't know what they're talking about. I'm special.
We are special. And they don't even make you wear a helmet for this type.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So now we're going to have the new sports today.
Yeah.
We're going to have the hot picks by Vic. And then I'm going to be coming to you with a special commentary about the Panama Papers. Okay, for those of you who haven't heard of it, that's what we're going to talk about. The most important occurrence in recent times that modern media is doing their best to ignore.
Not covering how you roll.
Not covering it.
Not how you roll Panama Papers. I mean, they're not covering how
Nothing.
you roll.
In other words,
how you...
That's right, none of that. You know, it's like the WikiLeaks, but someone hacked into the folks that ran the money for people all over the world, including 5 heads of state that already been identified. So if you want to talk about how the money is flowing, how the real money flows, and who's got accounts, like people like Hamas and the CIA or whatever, it's interesting who in the intelligence community and who in the financial community. Why are they all at the same bank? Why are they all at the same bank? Okay, well, anyway, we'll get to that. We'll be right back on some of that stuff today. Before that, where's my pen? I'm trying to get I want to share with you our latest slideshow animation featuring our own hot chocolate. Here we go. Then we're going to be right back and get into that news. Here it is. Here's our latest slideshow animation. You know, sometimes I swear sometimes the stuff, you put it up there.
Has a mind of its own.
Yeah, and you know, it's not there. So I'll go to where it is. And we'll give you the slideshow animation.
Must be the Panama Papers.
They mad at us, huh?
Oh, man. Telling you.
Take a look. We'll be right back.
What's the use in trying? Ooh, give me chills. Ain't no stopping. What's the use in trying? Ooh, give me chills. You make me feel. Now slide your key in. Ooh, gives me chills. And with your engine trapped between my thighs, it's a power rush, a burning bush. You make me wanna fly. Oh, in and out of this traffic jam, dangerous and without a plan. Fill me up, boy, and let me ride. Crazy love, it's a crazy love. Feel the wind blowing through my hair. So alive, boy, and I'm so scared. Never knew love could move so fast. Crazy love, it's a crazy love. Pour it on, boy. Take me to the night. Ain't no stopping. So what's the use in trying? Destination. Baby, all I know is that you and me were meant to be. Never let me go. Out of this traffic jam, dangerous and without a plan. Fill me up, boy, and let me ride. Crazy love, it's a crazy love. It's crazy, it's going through my head. So alive, boy, and I'm so scared. Never knew love could move so fast. Crazy love, it's a crazy love.
Yeah, that's our hot chocolate. Nico Williams, the focus of the eye. Every Friday at the end of the evening, Victor does a photo shoot, and I get the pleasure of making it into an animation.
I never thought that love makes you crazy. I never thought that love makes you high. I only hope that love is forever. I only hope that love never dies. Out of this traffic jam, dangerous and without a plan.
Yeah.
Fill me up, boy, and let me ride. Crazy love, it's a crazy
I noticed this lipstick shade. I'm not one who notices these things because, lipstick to me, lipstick on the dipstick. I just noticed this shade, Miko. This is a very unique shade of lipstick you have on this photo slideshow. Women trip when you notice shit like that. He knows my lipstick. It wasn't even on the lipstick. That's like when you notice their shoes. Hey fellas, here's a pointer. Compliment your woman's feet. Women love that shit.
If her feet is worth it.
So those shoes look good, girl. Look like Oprah.
That you make me feel.
Girl, those shoes. Yeah. All right, that's the slideshow animation featuring this week's photos. They're up there. We uploaded. Hello there, Miko's people. Mwah. We uploaded those photos. They're up there, so we know some of you like to watch your Miko photos. I understand. That's why you got the sticky fingers. That's okay. Go up there and get your Miko's photos. They're up there on the site, and we don't know what you do with them, but
Oh my goodness.
it's okay. It's okay. We understand. All right. Now it's about time we go. Let's get into this. We have just one news top. All my visual aids today are just jacking up, Vic. All my visual aids.
Oh yeah.
You know, some days the visual aids.
It's not what they
Yeah,
should
the little
be.
L's be in here, the little LD fingers and stuff, messing with the visual aids.
Well, it just gives you more time to elaborate on those Panama papers, and not the kind you roll.
Yes.
They're not the kind you roll now, you guys. Just so you know.
Well, here we go. Everybody. Oops. Telling you.
There we go.
Wrong. Wrong.
All right, stick with the old papers.
I'm telling you, see.